biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Who is that on the radio?
Who is that on the radio?
Who is that on the radio?
You really want to know who's on the radio? Come on. Let's talk about it.
Jeffrey. Let's talk about it live with Jeffrey L. Miller. Watching is the best decision you'll ever make. Saturdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. Call or text in live 478-569-6474. Hashtag Let's Talk with Jeffrey. Check us out on www.instinctradio.net or download the Instinct Radio app in your Apple or your Google Play Store.
Let's give them something to talk about.
It's almost showtime, people. Let's tune in to see what Jeffrey has in store for us tonight. And here's your host, Jeffrey L. Miller.
What is going on, Instinct Radio? What's going on, Facebook Live? It is time for another Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller. Every Saturday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. right here, this is how we do it. Now listen, I want you to take this number down, 478-569-6474, and get ready to call in because we got a hot show tonight. Now listen, first of all, we're going to be talking with the Stay Together TV show. The crew is with us today. They got a hot slogan. Got together and stayed together.
Right.
I love it. But we're going to talk about something else. Now, listen, in just a moment, we're going to talk about those couples that have found a way to make it last, and they stand together, and they're going to make sure they stay together forever. But you know what time it is. Right now, it's time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions. I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and another reason for the habitually single man as to why you just might be single. But here's the disclaimer. Now, what I'm going to say might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in the stilettos.
Facts.
And both feet in the Timberlands.
Facts.
And walk around in them tonight because you're about to learn something. So, ladies, you are first. Ladies, you might be single because you are manifesting your list. I'm going to say it a different way. Now, ladies, you know, some of you got some list out there. These qualifications that your man has to have. He's got to be this height. He has to have a beard. He's got to be this six-pack guy. He's got to do this, that, and the other. Six-figure brother. All that stuff. Hey, all that's well and good. You should have expectations and you should have standards. And that's what you're attracting, that list. I'm going to tell you something, ladies. Sometimes your list is the reason why you're single. Because that list is actually not compatible with your spirit. Now, I don't mean you should be attracting a financially insolvent individual. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying some of the criteria on your list doesn't mesh with who you are meant to be, who you will grow into. So you've probably already got a lot of your list that has come to you in your relationships, your previous relationships. But what I need you to understand is sometimes when you put that list out there and you attract what that list actually is, you discover you don't want it. So you go back to the drawing board and add something else to that list, and you still single. All right, so we got the crew with the Stay Together TV show with us. We're going to start right here, sir. Give us your name and your feedback on that topic.
It's Adrian Thomas, and I think I agree with you on that one.
Okay.
You kind of put it a little differently.
Uh-huh.
I know it's going to ruffle some feathers, but I think it's something that need to be heard. Like, yeah, I agree with that.
Good deal, good deal. We're going to ring the bell on that one, as we do when we get in agreement with our guest. And, sir, you are next. Give us your name.
Kevin.
Adrian and Kevin.
Yes,
what do you think about that topic, sir?
I definitely agree for the most part. I really feel like that is not necessarily a problem, but that is the reasoning for why things go that route. And, of course, you always have, people are independent. Mm-hmm. People are focused on their goals. People feel like they may not be able to commit the time, finance, and just that attention that's needed to really nourish that relationship. So a combination of that and what you said earlier, I definitely have to agree.
Good deal, good deal. We are 2 for 2. There we go, there we go. Now, fellas, I don't want you to think that you are off the hook. Brothers, you are next. Here we go. Men, you might be single because you are afraid to make a decision. Now listen to me. Listen to me. I need you to know how to make a decision and for it to be a good, informed decision. Here is what happens. A young lady may be interested in you, and instead of making a decision on what you like to do for her on a date or something like that, or even just asking her out, you sitting back waiting on her. Okay, so she makes it easy for you. She gives you eye contact. She gives you an inbox message. It goes down in the DM. She sets it up for you. And you still don't take the lead and make a decision. I'm going to give you this tip, fellas. You can always tell your woman what to do. That's right. I said it. You can always tell your woman what to do if she trusts your decision making. Now, if she don't trust you, you can't tell her nothing. You can't tell her one thing. You can't show her nothing. Here's how you build up your decision making skills, fellas. Learn how to make a decision, and you give your woman options within that decision. Give her options. It's not all about you telling her what to do. It's not about you wearing the pants in the relationship. It's for her to understand that you might have the vision, but she gets to supply into that vision and make that vision whole. So make a decision. You give your woman options within that decision, and you will discover that your relationship will flourish. But if you fail to build on your decision-making skills, well, fellas, I'm here to tell you that those women will choose to leave your ass single. Brother Kevin, what do you think?
Hey, I can't disagree and say you're not keeping it real, but it's sad to say, man, but that is definitely that, along with that, commitment. And I think personally, from my experience, knowing that you have to make that decision and that's going to also entail a commitment behind it.
Sure.
I think that definitely makes brothers out there a little hesitant, so
Okay.
yeah. Tough.
Fair enough. All right, Brother Adrian, what do you think?
I'm gonna agree too.
Okay.
Also, I guess I like to add is like when you make your decision, like stick with it. Don't backtrack on it. And then if it fails, own up to it.
Yes.
Man up to that.
Man up.
She gonna respect you more if you man up to her and let her know, all right, this how I'm gonna correct it going forward. And that's how she gonna follow you, and that's how you lead. So,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah. Okay.
Fair enough. Okay. We're about to get into it. Let's talk about the Stay Together TV show. Let's talk about it.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
All right. Now, what are your roles in the TV show?
Yeah.
All right. I am the DP, head cameraman,
Okay.
and also part editor
Good deal.
as well. So
All right, Adrian, thank you. Kevin,
Sound guy.
Sound guy.
Make sure everything's sounding nice and clear.
good deal. Good deal. All right, tell me how the concept of the Stay Together TV show came about.
well, me and Jay, she's the one came up with the idea.
Okay.
We're really good friends, and we were working for about a year and a half, doing like mixers, speed dating events, and I would, be the photographer at her events. And so she came to me with the idea of the show, saying, she wanted to interview couples that are together, about the ups and downs of relationships, and basically, tell what happened and why they chose to stay together, why they didn't choose to get that divorce, or why they didn't choose to break up because of the pictures they saw or the text message or whatever, So why that happened, why they chose to stay there, and share that story so others can probably learn from that experience.
Okay.
So
Fair enough. Fair
that's
enough.
why, came with the idea.
Jay, I just feel like I gotta say it.
Say
I don't
it.
think I've met anyone who loves love
Facts.
like Jay loves love.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay.
Hands down. She's in love with the idea of being in love.
Good
So,
deal.
With that comes the commitment to it, but yeah.
Good deal. Now, we're going to look at a clip coming up for the show real soon. Let me ask you this. Now, you said Jay definitely loves love. What does she do that really lets you understand, Kevin, that she loves the whole concept of love?
Let's just start with one thing. Yeah, I mean, it's everything really, man. It's just her whole demeanor, her personality, but specifically, you know, when you're say this the right way, you know,
Just say it.
Let's say you're looking for you're looking for that person.
Okay.
And like you said earlier, especially with the fellas, you know, making that decision, she'll make that decision for you.
Okay.
And she'll line you up, you know what I'm saying, some very, very good contenders.
Okay.
And, you know, she's very over the shoulder about, you know, making sure things are going well. How's it going? Make sure you don't just lapse and let this roll by. This, you know, this is somebody, this is why you guys match. And she can kind of break down, you know, personalities and kind of see what goes what. And, you know, she's right good majority of the time.
Good deal.
You know, so
good deal.
Yeah.
Adrian, anything else?
Oh man, you know, like, so me and her have grown up together. So I've known her since, you know, we grew up in church together. So I've known her as we grown up, and so like seeing her come to me with her idea for this, and as it flourishes and as it's been growing, you could just see the joy, you know, with it. You know, like she goes to work, and then after work she does this.
Okay.
You know, and this is that grind. You know how like they say you have to work outside of your job.
Sure,
like,
sure.
This is that grind, and you see her doing it, and it fills her up with joy, and I see it in her face. So that's I could tell she loves to do this.
Late night edits.
All right.
You know,
Late night edits.
She right there.
Okay.
Calling us.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up with the episode? So,
Oh man. So she has that passion behind it. Okay.
passion behind it,
Yeah,
yes.
undeniable passion.
Good. That's what you want. That's what you want. Now let me ask you this question before we play this clip. How did you identify the right couples for the project?
All right.
Kevin.
Initially, you know, startup show, call some friends and family, and you know, see who's together and who has some interesting stories and advice that they can give. And, you know, so it pretty much started from there, and it grew into, you know, people seeing the show, people asking, can they get on? What's the process? We actually have a form now that we'll send out, just kind of asking for a description of the relationship, you know, a few ups and downs and things without giving away the interview.
Sure.
So that's pretty much the process right now.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Now, I want to get into this clip of the show. This is basically the commercial that has a couple of couples on it, and they're talking about they have questions. I don't want to give it away, but the commercial is actually very, very interesting because in the short amount of time, it's about a minute, you really get to see that the intimacy between two people talking about their relationship. And as long as that connection is there in the relationship, somehow they're going to get through everything.
Right. Yep. Right.
When you look at some people and they don't want to be around each other, their body language is kind of, you know, repelling, or they're not touching each other a little bit, that's when they may be on shaky ground. Now, I'm not trying to say if that's you and you know, the way you and your husband are, y'all on shaky ground. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about what I've seen in this clip. We ready for that clip? All right, let's go ahead and play the clip. This is the Stay Together TV commercial. Here we go.
All right.
I realized I was in love maybe after a year of dating, noticing just the little things that she do, and I fell in love with that. So this is who I want to be with.
Baby, they ask with who will I spend my life, and boy, I tell them with you.
Why did I get married?
So we got married because I don't think either of us could see our life without each other.
Even as a little girl in middle school, I've always imagined myself being married young. My parents, they got married young, so I've always wanted to get married.
That's what I grew up seeing. So my father and mother, my grandparents. So that's all I seen my whole life was marriage.
I don't know.
No, I was trying to ask.
I guess that's the answer.
Did you see the way they were looking at each other?
Yeah.
The way that when the men were speaking, the glow their wives had?
Right.
That's what you want right there.
Yes, sir.
Now, that's the part that makes me really, really happy about what the show is talking about, and the goal of the show is talking about people who got together and stayed together. I'm digging it. So how about this now? What were some of the most romantic things that you saw the couples do in between shoots?
Oh man, romantic.
Yes, romantic.
You just get that lovey-dovey.
Uh-huh.
You get that. You know, the camera's off. Oh, babe, let me fix your shirt. Let me fix. You know, it's just a real intimate moment for them. You know.
Okay.
And it's real cool to see. and you start to see a pattern when you see, you know, because we've interviewed couples that have been together 1 year to 10 years,
Okay.
you know, to 15 and beyond. So you start to see kind of the differences and similarities between the two.
Okay.
So it's always interesting.
Good deal. Good deal. Adrian.
I love to see like the connection they have, like when they're the intimacy they have when they're touching, like when the camera's off and they'll laugh and they'll like touch heads or they'll giggle, the pet names they have for each other.
Yes.
Like we have a couple that they did their whole when we do their drops.
Yep.
When they did their drops, they did their pet names.
Okay.
Or one of them, they had like their own little language, so they did their language in their drop. So it's just the connection, and everybody has their own connection. It's nice to see everybody's different connection. You know, nobody's the same.
Good
no
deal.
relationship is the same.
Good
Definitely.
deal. Now, I want to ask you guys this question right here. Did you have any types of games to get them into the mood, or did you just have their own natural energy with it?
It's natural energy.
Natural.
Man.
Jay sits down. She talks to him. You know, how was your day? How are you doing? And then she'll ask him a couple pre-questions.
Right.
And then they just flow into it. It's just all those interviews are honestly just them. It's just that connection. That's the honestly real people what they have. And we go to their home, so you know they'll feel comfortable, more comfortable than come to like a studio
Right.
or you know. But once they see the lights, they get big eyed and like, oh wow,
It's real now.
Once they start talking, it's just like a regular conversation, and they're cool with it, and they just open up.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yep.
Now, did you kind of have to cool anybody off because they got a little, too excited to see each other and talk about each other? The intimacy got a little too steamy.
I won't say a little too steamy, but it surprises you, especially as a show and a production crew, when you see how quickly people get comfortable in front of the camera. So, I mean, there have been plenty of times where we keep rolling. That's our thing. We're always
Keep
rolling.
rolling.
So
Always
we
rolling.
catch everything you do. And
You
so
never know what they have on film now.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot in store. So,
Okay.
But, yeah, it's always nice to see, and you would almost believe that some of the couples are celebrities themselves.
Okay.
The way that the conversation begins to flow and they get so comfortable in front of the camera is real cool to see. So
Good deal. Good deal. All right. So what about the outtakes, the funniest stuff that you saw, when the cameras were rolling, but, you weren't, shooting now? What's some of the funniest thing you guys have seen?
So I'm going to go with, off the clip you just saw, the guy in the blue, Herb. So we came in to their home, and as we're setting up the lights and we pull out the umbrellas and the lights, he's like standing around like, oh, like this is real.
Okay.
And so as we're doing the takes, he was like, yeah, baby, I feel like a superstar. And then it was one time he messed up, and she's like, oh, yeah. Oh, what's up with superstar? How you feeling now?
Oh, she threw it in his face, huh?
Yeah, but that was cool, like,
Okay.
that these people are, they're real people, so once they see the lights, they're like, oh, this
Okay.
is really real. Like, that's the funny things I like to see.
Good deal. Now, we got some outtakes we'll show in a clip in just a second.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin, what about you? Funniest thing you've seen?
funniest, I feel like that moment was definitely one of my favorite, because honestly, from the moment we hit the door, it was just, people are kind of get shell shocked when they see you come in with the bags, they see you come in with the equipment,
Right.
and they think it's just going to be a conversation. Like you say, when those lights go up, the majority of the couples we've interviewed have had no problem, but Herb, man, Herb was Denzel, man. That was superstar. He was in his zone. You couldn't tell him nothing, man.
You were Sidney Poitier.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love
Good deal. Good deal. All right, so listen. I got 3 clips that are outtakes from the Stay Together TV show. And we're going to look at the first one, then we'll come back and discuss this couple, going from recollection. Let's take a look at this next clip. Here we go.
No, I'm not. I'm not ready. I knew I'm not ready.
Okay.
I'm Bianca.
You gotta, but you gotta.
I'm Bianca.
And I'm Herb, and we're on the set of The Stay Together.
I ain't ready.
I'm in celebrity mode.
You say we got together, and I said we stayed together. Don't do that. Okay, that went cool. Okay. I'm Bianca.
And, y'all ready for the whole thing? The real thing? Oh, my bad. Oh, all right.
I'm a celebrity.
Here we go.
Okay. I'm Bianca.
And I'm Herb.
And I forgot what we were supposed to say too. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm Bianca.
And I'm Herb. And
we're on the set of The Stay Together.
Discussing how we got together.
And stayed together.
Good deal. Good deal. That doggone Herb, he's off the chain.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Off the chain. Okay, good deal. So that was the scene you were just talking about where he was like, hey, I'm the superstar and I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you already set that clip up. We got another one.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to look at this next clip. And then after this one, I want you guys to give us the backstory. And I got a few more questions for you about some of the couples you met. Let's play the next clip. Here we go.
We got our own language. It's so funny because it's like.
What'd you say?
To answer the question, no, I was never asked.
I said that.
Would I be his girlfriend?
I made it up. I made it up. I'm just so weird. So like I call him Tuki. And so then like sometimes I wake up and I say
Don't, that camera he has, do not look at that one.
That one right here?
Yeah, at all. Don't look at that because it's going to pick that up. Only this camera because it's going to look weird when we play your clip and your eyes.
I say like good morning Smookalooka and he'd be like I'm not a Smookalooka. And then I say why are you a Smookalooka?
Maybe you should ask her now. She said it's not like she did it once.
Man, okay. Tell me about these couples now.
Yeah, well, that last couple that the clip ended off with, that was another funny moment.
Okay.
That just actually brought it back. So the whole quick story on that was they've been together for a while, and he's never officially asked her to be his girlfriend. So, never. Not once. You know, no formal, this is official. It's just kind of like, you know, they were together all the time. You my girl, you know.
You know what it is.
Exactly.
You know why I'm here.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So they had a little debate about that, and Jay, you know, actually got him to go ahead and pop that question, and, you know, on the Stay Together. So that was an exclusive moment, you know, to the Stay Together. Yeah.
Wonderful. Adrian.
So there was also else on that clip. They feel comfortable because when they think the cameras aren't rolling. That's when we really get them. You know, that's when they really get in that mode and they settle back down. And so you saw the one guy just, you know, looking at the camera, making funny faces.
Yes.
But, you know, once he saw the clip, you know, they hit us up. It was like, hey, wait, I didn't know you had that yet. Well, yeah.
You kept moving.
We rolling.
We kept rolling.
We're rolling.
So, yeah.
Good deal. All right, so let me ask you this question. We got another clip. We're going to hold on to that one a little bit now. Let me ask you guys this. When you see these couples, how does it make you feel as, you know, men out here right now seeing these couples? How does it make you feel when you see them interact? Adrian, we'll start with you.
Me, honestly, it makes me feel good because they're all, you know, people of color. Right. Just to be honest, like, we aren't always portrayed in the best light in the media. So that was another reason why we kind of pushed for this, you know, this show to get together. So to see them all together and see the men, you know, being there and they're a part of the relationship, and they've been in marriages for 10 years and they're there for, you know, the fathers around their children. It makes me, you know, give hope and feel like, yeah, you know, I will get to that level, you know, one day.
Good deal.
So, yeah,
Good deal.
I love it.
Wonderful. Kevin.
Yeah. Like we talk about it all the time, man. After we pack up and we, you know, load up the truck, it's literally like we just had a therapy session. You know, you always get so much different advice, so many different perspectives, and it just kind of makes you think in your thought process on relationships and love. So it's definitely insightful, and it definitely leaves you at the end of the night, like you said, you know, hopeful, and kind of gives you that knowing that someone's out there and you'll definitely have something to build, something special to build.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, let me ask you this question. What should the audience expect to get when they see the Stay Together TV show?
The real.
The
raw.
Facts.
This is what it is with relationships. I mean, you have your up and down moments, you have your fluffy moments, but you're going to get the true facts. And really, when it gets to that point where they're just expressing just raw advice, I feel like that's what people will truly get throughout the entire thing. Just, you know, the ways to go about things, the ups and downs, and how to stick together through it.
Good deal. Good deal. Adrian.
I think they'll get a lot of information they can relate to. You know, issues that they may come across or they've had, because these are just general people. You know, we could interview your cousin next week, or we can interview, you know, my auntie. You know, it's just they're normal people you see up and down the street that we're interviewing. So it'll be something like, I know what they're going through because we're on the same level. Because a lot of shows, they have celebrities. Celebrities have different problems than what we have because we're in a different tax bracket, honest to God, true. So, like, these are people they can relate to. So that's what I think they'll get out of it.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Let's talk about the not so good times. Now, as much as you can share without spoiling the show, tell me about a situation a couple gave you without revealing the couple that was like, wow, you guys made it through that.
There's a few different things.
We have some tears.
Yeah, you definitely got some
We got some
situations with
tears.
tears. I mean, you've had couples that have gone through, you know, one being in a relationship, or not in a relationship, but a former relationship with another, have a child. And
outside of that relationship?
Outside of that relationship. But before, you know,
okay,
prior.
yes.
But, you know, just, you know, typical, I guess, your baby dad, baby mama situations.
Yes.
And just that struggle for that, you feel like a third wheel to a point, you know, knowing that your spouse or your other has kind of someone else to put attention towards.
Sure.
And it's kind of just interesting to see how people cope with that in their own time.
Okay.
And how when your spouse isn't there and they may be giving that attention to that other, you know, there are feelings that go through you that you can't hold back. You do feel some kind of resentment towards that person because sometimes you just want them for yourself, but you have to realize you made that commitment for who they are and what their circumstance is. And to see people actually persevere through that, that's just amazing, man, you know, to me. So
Good deal, good deal. Adrian?
Yeah, like you said, like you said, I don't want to spoil, you know, the episodes or anything, but like just touchy topics of like trust, you know, can you trust that person? And so like people breaking down because they've been through abusive relationships in the past. So, you know, like stuff like that. And it's that person opening up, and then you know it's real too because they had to open up to that person. But then when they come on the show and do it, and when they start opening up, you'll see us on the sidelines, you know, tearing up too. So it's like,
and not me.
Yeah. Well, I do. Real men cry. So, but like those topics like that, and seeing putting that with my past and my past and stuff that I've done, it's like, wow, I do have hope, you know. So it's stuff like, I don't want to give it away, but it's stuff like trust and like baby mama and infidelity, commitment. Yeah.
Commitment.
So, you know.
So what would you say is the common denominator with these couples who've had those situations come up, but they found a way, you know, to stay together? What would you say? Communication.
Communication.
Okay.
That is the one common denominator that a lot of couples have said. Like they talk, and it's they're honest. You know, it's not that sugar coated. You know, and I'm not talking about the do I look fat in this dress?
Yes.
Like, you know, commitment, like, hey babe, like I don't like what you're doing. You know, like, and this is why I feel that way. So how can we correct that? You know, like stuff like that. Communication is really a big one.
Good deal. Anything else?
I definitely
Communication, main one.
Definitely, hands down.
Number one, probably.
There's nothing that really debates for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk generationally. Now, we knew our parents went through some of everything, but some type of way, they stayed together. With our generation, it seems like we're kind of quick to dip and dismiss and leave. Why do you think there's such a difference between what our parents were able to accomplish and what we're willing to do?
I think it's the personally, my opinion is I think it's just the pace of the times. You know, you have different it's almost like a different culture, you know, especially with the evolution of social media and just technology on the whole, that, you know, as they say, that instant gratification. You know, if it ain't shaking, I'm out, you know. So I guess a lot of people look at it like that, and a lot of people live for social media. So you need your life to be happening, and you need your life to be moving at a certain speed. And sometimes, you know, that other person, life is operating with them a certain way, and you know, they just throw the deuces. So I definitely feel like instant gratification is a big part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say social media.
Okay.
Like everybody likes is that put on. You want to be, you know, look good for the public eye, but that's not really what you're portraying in real life.
Right.
And so like that's why we wanted to really push hard on social media too with this episode. That's why we had minute clips.
Okay.
Because we were pushing on Instagram.
Right.
So like so we can have on Instagram positive stuff going on. You know, so the young kids can watch positive stuff on Instagram. It's not just twerking all the time.
Yes.
Ratchetness. You know, I hate those videos of the parents twerking in front of their kids.
The parents?
Yes. You ever seen those?
I've not. Listen,
I hate it.
I just had my daughter on the show last week. She said some entertainers. I didn't know what or who they were.
Oh man!
You know, so I'm not that deep into Instagram. So I guess I need to get over there and make sure that I see what she's doing.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
That is crazy.
So, yeah.
Listen, I have a comment right here from Erica. This is on Facebook. Erica says, "We are a product of our times. We want things quick, fast, and in a hurry. If it's not happening fast enough, it's not happening at all."
That's true.
That's good.
Fair enough.
That
Fair enough.
microwave society, man.
Okay,
I
good
like
deal.
that slow roast in the oven no more, man.
You know, the thing about it, though, if you know anything about grilling, if you cook your meat low and slow, it's going to be the most tender, most flavorful meat it can possibly be.
There you go.
Wow.
The microwave cooks from the inside out. And what it tends to do, it makes anything it cooks tougher. Anything.
Chewier.
Absolutely. So if you're a grill master, you know low and slow is the best way to go. And if you're with a woman, this is a family show, so I'm gonna save what I'm saying, and we'll go to the next question.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this question now. In the interview process, have you ever had a couple that you didn't think was a good fit for the show?
A good fit? Not necessarily. I mean, you definitely, it's a show at the end of the day, so you definitely want to be able to bring some type of energy.
Yes.
And we've gotten much better at coaching couples to get to that point. Like you said, Jay comes in while we're finishing up, setting the cameras and everything like that. She typically tries to get a conversation going to where she pulls that energy out. So by the time, we say action, they're already in that mood.
Okay.
So not necessarily. I think everybody just has their different vibe, and you kind of got to flow with it as you're filming.
Okay, good deal. Adrian, anything?
Yeah, I just had to piggyback what he said. Like we coach them, they get their flow, and they're pretty good with it.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, so I want to go back to another question for you guys about relationships. Just from looking at these couples, who did you see as the decision maker? The men? Who was really running the relationship is what I want to know. The men or the women?
Hey, you trying to get us in trouble, Jeff?
No, hey, I just want to know. I just want to know.
I thought we was friends, man.
We friends. But was it the men wearing the pants, or were the women running the household?
I mean, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
The men were running the household. They were head of the household, but they did know when to yield in the war. We interviewed a lot of smart men.
Okay, okay.
We have not interviewed any dumb men.
Okay, I'm going to ring the bell on that one.
Facts.
Okay, so leaders know when to lead and when to step back.
Oh,
when to
yeah.
step
I'm going to give the brothers another
Big
bell on that
time.
one. Okay, good deal, good deal. So with the women, hey, every now and then I got to remind you, this is still my house. What did you notice the guys doing? This is interesting.
It's that typical
that face he just made right there.
Yeah, that right there.
That exact face right there.
That was
Okay.
it.
Glad you got video.
You got to know when to. It's not about winning and losing. What I've really noticed, I've been told this all my life, but definitely, while filming this show, you definitely get to see it firsthand.
Sure.
It's not about winning and losing. It's compromise. And at the end of the day, you have to know what people's tendencies are, and you got to be willing to compromise. You can't always be trying to, get a point up on somebody.
Okay.
So I see a lot of guys, we'll ask a question, and there's been plenty of guys that say, hey, man, y'all not getting me in trouble. Like when y'all leave, she's still going to be here. So
Okay.
I got to finagle this answer to where I can sleep in the bed tonight.
Okay.
So it's funny, but definitely, that's how I see it. So
Smart brothers.
Yeah.
Smart brothers.
Smart
Okay,
brothers.
okay. So tell me about the ladies now. The ladies on the show, were they making faces to kind of cue their husbands? Hey, don't get in trouble.
It will always be a face of, not necessarily that.
Mm-hmm.
It was some faces would be a, do you sure you want me to say this? Do you sure you want me to reveal this to the public?
Okay.
That.
All right.
And he'll say, hey, it's all open hand, or they'll ask us like, hey, is this G rated or are we going? We say, hey, keep your family rated, but it's open.
Okay.
And so, they'll say, all right, go ahead, or they may, but they'll clean it up.
They'll clean it up.
It's not. Yeah. It's not too bad.
So there's a lot of negotiations going on at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I'm pretty sure
deal.
it's a backhand conversation after we leave.
Oh, definitely.
All right. I believe it.
Probably
I believe it.
before, too.
Yeah.
Probably before.
Tell me about the children. Were the children around watching their parents, or how did that work out?
We actually had, the majority of the couples we've interviewed have actually had more like younger children, more babies, toddlers. So there was one instance where every time she would put her son down, he'd throw fits.
Yeah, he wasn't here.
He needed to be on that camera.
Okay.
So yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty much younger children, and it's always fun to see couples interact with their children as well, because it's like you almost go to another level of understanding, and you just see that sacrifice. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on, I'm tending to my child right now, and we're fine with that. We'll cut the camera. We know what's important.
Sure.
Priorities are always set. So yeah,
good deal. We got another clip we're going to play shortly. Here's something else I want to ask you guys. Now, when it came to really displaying the affection, who was the most affectionate, the women or the men?
I would say the women would start, and then it would bring it out of the men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the men would get to the point, and they, get comfortable, and it takes, and that's how that's his lady, that's his queen.
Okay.
Because he's the king and he's standing strong, and then she calms him down like, it's be all right. So when she starts the lovey-dovey, then he'll come around and start acting goofy and silly.
Okay.
But sometimes there are those guys that, they straight off the bat, like my man Herb, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Comfortable, so.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Good deal. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Question from OD. How does this show differ from OWN's Black Love series? How does it differ?
Personally, in my opinion, and just to be completely honest, I haven't had a chance to really tune into the show. But from what I've seen, as Adrian stated earlier, I feel like the relation to just knowing that, your neighbor could have just gotten interviewed, and your neighbor's on the show. And, I mean, like he said, that tax bracket, it's a big difference. The situations and the issues you face with that, I would assume differ from, the budget and the finances of a celebrity couple.
Okay.
Just, you may not have to deal with as many problems that relate to finance as, your everyday 9-to-5 couple. So that would be my biggest thing. And just kind of that contact, knowing that you may be walking down the street one day and say, hey, we saw you on the stay together. We loved your advice. We really took it to heart, and it's helping build our relationship. Okay. So, we've gotten a few of those, and it's always heartwarming to have those situations. So.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah. Anything, Adrian?
Hey, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I know these people, or they've been together for 10 years, or like, for example, we're going to Miami next week, and we're going to interview some couples that have been together for 25 years.
Okay, wow.
And it's like, wow, what have y'all been through over the years, and the times of what's going on in the world, how did y'all get through, and like just this hurricane, y'all still down here in Miami, how'd y'all get through that? Well, what was the decision making on that type of stuff? So that type of deal, for me, that would be the difference. It's just more people, it's touchable, more relatable to me.
All right. Fair enough. Let me ask this. Actually, we got this clip. We ready for the next clip? Let's go ahead with this next clip, and we'll discuss what we see. Here we go.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. We say together, let's stay together in a corny way. But you're Gervin.
Gotcha.
Why do you take your arm from around me? I just feel naked now. Okay, thanks.
Okay, no problem.
Ready. Gavin! I'm Delise.
And I'm Delise.
This is is Gervin, and we're on The Stay Together. I'll just do a
So
lot
you're
of the
gonna
words.
start.
I'll just look at you when it's your turn.
What?
Cause you,
Wait. What am I, a simp?
I'm not
What
saying
is
you're a
this?
simp, it just feels like you
I
forget
quit.
your lines.
I quit.
Don't
I
quit.
quit. Where's my 2 week no? I quit.
You're not even getting paid for this. I'm Delise.
And now I'm Batman.
No, this is Gervin. And we're on the set of The Stay Together, discussing
How we got
and stayed
together.
Yeah, now she was a bit of a ham. Y'all didn't tell me how much of a ham she was.
I mean, everybody's different.
Yes.
Like I told you, like
Yes.
nobody's the same.
Okay.
So when you watch a clip, it's gonna be totally different from the other clip because their relationship is different.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, so let me ask you these questions. We are just about out of time here. If a couple was interested in auditioning or applying, how would they go about doing that?
They can hit us up on Instagram, as at The Stay Together, or we have the Stay Together group on Facebook. You just message us, and we'll send you the little application.
Okay.
And you just fill that out, and Jay will contact you, and that's how you get you on.
Okay, give that Instagram again.
At The Stay Together.
At The Stay Together.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how you do it. Get on.
Good deal. If they want to see the show, where could they actually see the show?
We're on Facebook, The Stay Together. You just Google that. We have 2 episodes up right now, and then we have a couple clips of the bloopers and stuff. We're dropping another episode we're dropping all of them on YouTube. So we're dropping another one. It was the first the first of the month.
Okay.
Yeah,
How can they find you on YouTube?
Same.
The Stay Together.
The Stay Together?
Yeah, all social media.
platforms.
So everything to
Keep
stay
it simple.
together. They can
Stay
hashtag
together.
it or add it, and it'll come up.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Look it
Okay.
up. Look it up.
Wonderful, wonderful. What advice would you give to couples who are struggling right now from what you've seen, Kevin?
Advice? I'm still a young cat, so I'm still learning. But as far as I see it right now, in my experience, I just say stay true. Be who you are. Change and evolution, that will come, and hopefully the partner that you've chosen will be that person that will bring it out of you, if need be. But just be real. At the end of the day, if who you truly are and who your other truly is, if they don't mesh, keep it moving. Not necessarily saying don't try, but don't necessarily force anything, because 9 times out of 10, if it doesn't go a certain way, you'll feel like you exerted your energy to keep something afloat that was never destined to be, something in the first place.
Understood.
So definitely just be persistent in being yourself, and just know when it's time to either let something go or maybe take it to the next step.
Good deal. Good deal. Adrian.
So for me, I'm gonna pull from the show and throw a little my sauce in there.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I would say communication, but wait till you cool down.
Oh, okay.
Just from my experiences, like I know you say when you're in the heat of the moment, sometimes you say things because you want to get the other person mad, or you want to hurt them how you're hurting.
Right.
But if that's not going to help the situation. That's just you're just throwing gasoline on the fire.
True.
Just calm down. If y'all need to go to separate rooms, just wait till you calm down. And once y'all, have cooler heads, talk it out. Talk about what got you to that point. How can y'all correct it going forward? Can it be corrected? Like he said, be true to yourself, because if it can't be corrected, y'all can move forward, go separate lives type deal. Because, life is short. Life is short, and you got to enjoy it.
Very short, very short. Listen, I was just surfing Facebook, and I came across the Stay Together. And I'm like, you know what? That's something that needs to be promoted. A couple of the watchers and listeners on Facebook have made the same comment. We need more things like this. Let me ask you one last question. What do you think about the impact a show like this could have on our community? We'll start with you, Kevin.
I feel like the sky's the limit from here. I'm real big on foundation. That's it's just a common factor in my life. I have to be able to build some kind of foundation to know that no matter what happens, you know, if stuff comes crumbling down, we know where we started. We know what we need to build back up from. So I feel like, you know, starting with that in relationships and that trickling down from, you know, from the parents to the kids and from the kids to the grandkids. And when you start, you know, you start taking this thing one step at a time versus this, you know, this microwave society that's trying to get it done now. And if it's not popping, leave it alone. You just got to be in it for the long run. You know, that's definitely my perspective on it. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Adrian.
Me, I'm hoping the impact is huge. Like, just like I said, it's something positive to be seen. I saw a clip the other day that said that the only reason why you see a lot of blacks that are in the sports is because that's what they grow up seeing. We see a lot of us playing sports. You know, we see a lot of us. We don't see a lot of us being doctors or lawyers.
Okay.
You know, so like that's what they grow up being. So now more, you know, now that we're getting, you know, more abroad, and now that the internet's out, we see a lot more doctors, we see a lot more lawyers. So now let's see a lot more relationships, you know, prosper. You know, let's see a lot more relationships lasting. You know.
Okay.
So I hope it has a big impact.
Good deal. Good deal. I believe that it will. Now, first of all, I want to thank both of you, Adrian and Kevin, for coming out and spending time with us today on Saturday. Listen, everybody understands something. The foundation of community is the family. No way around it. The foundation of every civilization is the family. Now, I believe this. I believe that a two-parent household starts to cure everything that's going on in our community right now. Two parents working together, both parents pouring into the child so that the child can be independent and go on and duplicate the positive environment that they come from.
Facts.
I believe that this show is a part of the solution by spotlighting those couples who have been through something, but they stayed together after getting together. So the sky's the limit, as has been said already. The sky's the limit for us to pulling this thing together. We need everybody pulling in the same direction with the same goals in mind. Listen, we're going to take a break right here, but this has been Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller every Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. on Instinct Radio and streaming on Facebook Live. I need you to lock this number in, 478-569-6474. You can follow us on social media, Instinct_radio on Twitter, Instagram, Instinct Radio, Facebook, Instinct Radio Station, Periscope, Instinct_radio. You can email us at instinctradiolive@gmail.com. Adrian, final thoughts.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man. Like you said, that you found us on Facebook. I thought that was, you know, pretty dope. Like that you reached out to hit us up to be on your show, you know. So I like what you're doing. You know, I like the vibe, and I appreciate it, man.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for coming out. Kevin.
Just end on a quote. One of my favorite quotes. Individuals create families. Families form neighborhoods. Neighborhoods form communities. And communities build nations. So as you out there looking for your spouse and checking out to stay together, you know, just keep that in mind as far as that's your end goal. Just be in it for the long run.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, thanks a lot. We appreciate you guys coming on. Don't forget, find the Stay Together on all social media. Be sure to follow, like, and share. And also, hashtag Talk with Jeffrey. Follow, share, like. You just find me on every piece of social media except for Snapchat. I don't do Snapchat. I don't even understand the point of Snapchat.
I'm the king of Snap.
I'm going to let you have it. All right, so we'll be back in just a few moments on Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.